warning, the following is somebody coming up with their own opinion, not reading Reddit. I'm Adventure Rank 37. I own every character in the game but Jean, most of them max constellation. I have almost every weapon in the game. There's very few things I'm missing. I'm here to tell you there's a lot of misinformation out there on Genshin Impact Online, and I'm going to try to clean some of that up today. But there's one thing in particular we're going to handle today that I seem to see the most misinformation about, and that happens to be the weapon system. Now here's the thing, you hear all the time, 3-star weapons are amazing, check out these 3 stars, 3-star weapons you should know about, don't worry about 4s and 5s, 3 stars all you need. And you know, I didn't even mind that advice up until the point I started hearing the weapon event banner is a complete waste. Like, don't pull on the weapon event banner. And then I was like, that's not entirely true, because some of the weapons are completely disgusting. But I still ignored that one. And I was like, okay, well, still fair enough. Heroes are good. You need 8 for the Abyss, right? But then I started hearing that people were saying the weapon event banner only drops weapons. That's not true either. And to prove it to you, here's my weapon event wish banner. Here's a character I pulled. Did you know that the chance of pulling a 5-star on the weapon banner is actually higher than it is on the character banner? It's 0.7. If we go back and look here at the Venti banner, check it out. It's 0.6. You have a better chance at pulling on the weapon banner to get a 5-star than you do on the character banner. Now wait, I know you're saying, but damn, that's because you're just pulling for 5-star weapons, which is true. But did you know that the most common weapon needed in the game is the sword and the bow? Every single ranger needs a bow. Did you know that what it drops 75% of the time in this banner is a sword and a bow? Your main character that you get uses a sword. Did you see this? Guaranteed to win a 5-star weapon at least once per 80 attempts, not per 90. So not only is a higher percent chance every single time in the 1 in the 10 pose, but it also takes less to get to the pity. And it doesn't really end there, because most of the high damage dealers in the game either use a sword or a bow. The best electric damage dealers use a sword, and guess what? A bow. The best healer in the game uses a sword, and she heals based upon how much attack she does, okay? What I'm trying to tell you guys is people pull characters because that's what they want to play. Okay, but I'm not saying don't buy the hype that only pulling for characters is objectively the best all the time. I spent $1,500 and just got Diluc, okay? If you could pull for weapons, it's better chance. And if you're re-rolling free to play or something, not only that, but then you have your weapon. And if you do get a new character down the road or something, then you can just throw it onto that character. And you never have the decision to make, oh man, what weapon am I going to use? For instance, this is really annoying on my account right now, okay? I have the flute, which is better. The flute is actually better on Kaching, all right? But it's only level 40 out of the 50, and I have all these different weapons I need to enhance, etc. that I don't have the materials to do it right now if I want to get it on all the characters. This would have been way easier for me if I had from day one just been like focused on this weapon. Not only that, but I can prove this theory because I had Chongyun as my main damage dealer the entire time in the game, right? And I was using a Claymore, which I carried with him throughout the entire game, and I leveled it and leveled it and leveled it. Then when I pulled Diluc, okay, before I got my Wolf's Gravestone, all I needed was to just move the Claymore over, and I had my weapons there. When you improve a weapon, you improve all of your characters that use that weapon. And with absolutely no fees to move that said weapon, I would argue it's quite efficient to actually work on weapons from the beginning. We haven't really gone into the technicals yet or the numbers in this video, so let's explore that now. Here is a 10 pull I just did with a variation of weapons. We have some 4-star, 3-star, bows, claymores, etc. We're going to be using these here. Now that we have these items, we can use them to compare to each other to objectively look at some statistics. Here's the 3-star item that basically everyone, including myself, recommends. This is the Debate Club. It uses attack percentage and has a base attack of 39. It is a 3-star item and has a pretty decent passive. If we look at another 4-star item that's level 1 as well, you're going to notice, 44 base attack and 41 as compared to 38 and 39. Right off the bat, at level 1, the base attack is higher. if we take one of these items and we enhance it, let's say we take it, let's take it up to level 2. Okay, let's just take it all the way up. We'll add 1 in here. It's now level 2. The base attack goes to 44. We now have 44 base attack on this one. Okay, if we take this one and we enhance it 1 time, let's go ahead and level it up. One of these. We gain 2. All right, so not only are we gaining less, but the base stats are less. So every single level you're losing less as well. This can be repeated with the 4-star to 5-star comparison. Do you see where I'm going with this? If you really gimp yourself with 3-star items, regardless with how high of percentage cool passives they have, your base stats will suck. And your base stats are very important. Now we're going to use Noelle as a great comparison versus these weapons. She is level 1, and I don't use her at all. She has 0 artifacts on her. She's going to be a great base. She doesn't have a lot of passives that increase her damage with weird things. She's just going to be dealing damage. Now we're going to be comparing 4 different weapons. Her with her base attack weapon, level 1, standard greatsword. Then we have the blood-tainted greatsword, level 1, 3-star. Then we have the 4-star, level 1 sacrificial greatsword, and then the 5-star, level 1 Skyward Pride. All right, here is her damage. With a charged attack, we're hitting solid 9s with her standard sword. 17 to finish. And here we have the level 1 3-star that was hitting constant 13s. Check that out. We already have 4 damage difference on the consistent AoE. And here we have the 4-star, a level 1 sword. And we are hitting 14s now. And here we have the 5-star, which is hitting constant 16s. The arguments don't really stop there when it comes to not limiting yourself to just pulling for characters. The reason I personally believe that if you're going to start this game, even today, you might consider going for a weapon over a character is the enjoyability of every character is increased. And that for me is a kind of a fundamental point. The Skyward Pride blade for me, I got early enough in the game. I mean, I got it, I think I was like level 26 or 27 AR before I pulled that. But I had got it to a point where it was still usable for me. I leveled it up, started using it. I'm now 37. And between that time, I have carried that blade with me to other characters. And not only that, but it's opening up me wanting to use other characters. For instance, like I have Razor or Badu, the pirate Claymore chick, that to be honest, I probably would not be using. But I have such an interesting weapon. It makes me want to try these other characters because I've become more attached to the weapon than I have the character myself. The other argument to be made too is even if you're pulling on a weapon banner, you do have a good chance of getting 4-star weapons. And there are a lot of 4-star weapons that are pretty good, but only really get really good after they've been refined a bunch. Here's the $1 million conclusion. I think you pull on the weapon event banner all of the time unless the following reasons. Okay, I'm going to defend my statement. You want a 5-star character. Simply won't happen on the weapon event banner ever, okay? You want a character that's on the character up event banner, okay? Meaning you want one of the 3 purples or the golden that is offered, okay? And that reason you go for it too. Or you would not pull on the weapon event banner if you are not interested in the weapons at all, meaning you only want constellations, characters, things like that. In my personal opinion, any other time you're pulling on the weapon event banner. The reason is you need a lot of 5-star weapons in order to refine them if you are going to be doing the refinement, okay? However, it takes less 5-star weapons to finish refinement than it does to finish constellation on characters. And the pity is sooner. It's 80 the pity one as compared to a character is 90. It's also a higher probability per individual pull to get that golden. Long story short, no matter if you're well or free to play, it is objectively easier to max out a 5-star weapon than max out a 5-star character. And by easier, that also means cheaper. Let us also not forget that the weapon event banner does a 75% chance of the weapons that are up, not just 50% like the character event. This is fairly important because you can just look at the formula, and whenever you figure out what item you want, you wait till it becomes up here and another item you want, okay? Now, if you hate one of these items, I wouldn't pull on the weapon event banner, purely, okay? But if you could like either one of these, you have such a high chance when you pull a 5-star weapon. And not only that, but I'm gonna be honest, I have not seen a 5-star weapon yet that is bad. Every one I've seen, I was like, man, I kind of really want that one, all right? My buddy just pulled one that I don't have, and it's nuts. It's the Skyward Atlas is I think what it is. It's a book, and it basically summons a little guy for 15 seconds just to sit there and do like your attack damage to people. Like, it's nuts. Anyway, I think you get my point. I think people are sleeping a little bit on the weapon event banners, or just weapons in general. Give me a like if you agree. If you don't agree, then subscribe and donate. Sleeping on the event banner.